So this right here is why you have to go to college. You have to go to university, pick up those big books, learn, get tests, study, make your brain work in ways you hadn't done that before, and that's how you won't embarrass yourself like you see in these videos. Guys, this is Fernando doing another video for the Modern Survivalist, and I was just blown away by the level of idiocy that comes out of this man, Terrence Howard, an actor, mediocre actor. He was War Machine in Iron Man, and then he was replaced by some other dude. But he's now a lunatic, a complete fool that thinks he's some kind of mathematical genius. And because people are so poorly educated, he convinced others of that as well. He was talking for 3 fucking hours in Joe Rogan's podcast. And I get it. Joe Rogan is an interesting guy. He is someone that likes asking questions and likes engaging in conversations. But it's painfully obvious that he's not someone that has a bit of a higher education. I would even say, even with high school math, you would have known that this guy is a complete fool and a clown. He makes no sense whatsoever. And I get it that these days college, university is not what it's supposed to be. I mean, keep in mind, it's not everything like it is in the United States. In other parts of the world, people actually go to study to those big buildings. We don't go partying. You don't even leave your house. You go to a place that is somewhat close from where you already live in. So you stay at your parents' house and you go and you bust your brain trying to learn difficult shit. At least if you're studying engineering or anything that is heavy on math and that sort of thing, which I recommend you do, or whatever it is. But if you are, instead of partying and bullshitting, and unless you're doing, complete waste of time with gender theory nonsense and that kind of woke crap that is so popular these days. But if you actually pick up big books and study and learn from people that are worth reading, then you will be more educated and you will be a smarter individual, which is important. This is just a fool talking nonsense. But it was not only at Joe Rogan's YouTube channel, it was at a bunch of other platforms. This man has been all over mainstream media pretending to be a mathematician. He was actually invited over in, what is this, Oxford Union, is it? This man is
so it's important.
Is talking to students from Oxford, college students. You are at a university. He was invited to lecture about his discoveries. So I'll make this super quick. I won't waste your time because it is pretty idiotic. But let's go through some of the main telltales of dealing with a lunatic, okay? I'll just go right for it. Let's go with this one.
My family as an actor. I've been a part of everything in this universe. So if we tap into those things in ourselves and remember those things in ourselves, we have that power. Now, my vocation has been an actor. And I've loved that. I've been able to take care of my family as an actor. But that's never been my passion. I was an actor because it was like Jesus walking on water for tips.
Clue number 1, when you're dealing with a lunatic, he will usually compare himself to Jesus Christ, like he did right there. Now, I assume that these are all college students, that they're Oxford, I don't know, some university that's supposed to be the kind of place where you're not an idiot. Unfortunately, these days, it is not always the case. But even if you are respectful, when you're wasting your time because there's a fool talking, you get up and leave. So either these people don't have the guts, the courage, they don't have the backbone to get up and leave, or even more concerning, a lot of people probably don't even know that he's a clown. I mean, this guy here in the back, I guess he is the guy from Oxford Union. I guess he's someone that brought this lunatic to talk. Why was he even invited if he doesn't make any sense whatsoever, right? Clue number 1, comparing yourself to Jesus Christ. Let's move on in terms of how even with, I was talking about going to university. If you paid attention in college, if you paid attention in high school, you should realize that this man does not know what he's talking about.
Oh, here come the props.
Been emotionally connected to everything. But the thing that I was most spiritually connected to, that was my driving force, was physics.
You don't know shit about physics or math, and you're kind of a shitty actor too.
Yeah, but see, now here comes the schizophrenia, where, I mean,
And by the way, this is a guy that's a math teacher, and he is, I mean, basically going through the same
I'm
thing.
not a doctor. I'm not going to say that I am, but again, trying to take apart this lecture,
He gets into spiritual journey and math. It is not the same thing, okay?
This really came to be. Couple, I'm gonna get you something. 6,000 years, mankind has been trying to decipher this one little thing called the flower of life.
The flower of life. He's showing a bunch of circles that are interconnected, and they make a pretty graphic that, yes, it does have an interesting mathematical explanation. If you want to go into that, there's a bunch of super beautiful graphics that you can make using math. That means what exactly? Well, it depends on the graphic you're using. There's things that you can use in terms of mathematics to make a number of things, but there's no hidden mystery of life in the flower of life.
Now, do you know the flower of life? Have you guys ever seen this before? Now, you know this is one of the oldest symbols.
So yeah, I've seen that like on my wallpaper
In human history, right? Or do you not know?
It is because it's a bunch of circles. It's the kind of thing that someone could draw with a circle and repeat it literally on fucking wet sand when you had nothing else. So yes, of course, it's probably pretty damn ancient.
This symbol was found in the Temple of Osiris.
You think you know.
Get ready for the back-to-school season.
Sitting under the foo-foo dogs, and the foot on it, the flower of life, saying whoever controlled that flower of life controlled the universe. There were secrets in that flower of life that Da Vinci spent his whole life trying to uncover. There were secrets in that flower.
Jesus Christ, 6,000-year-old flower of life, Da Vinci, Newton at some point.
Of life that Newton spent his whole life in secret trying to uncover. The same secrets that Pythagoras.
So Pythagoras, Newton, Da Vinci, and 6,000-year-old Chinese ancient wise men could not discover the secret of the flower of life, but fucking Terrence Howard discovered the secret of life because he realized, and I shit you not, he says it at some point, he says, mathematics up until now has only been 2D. Dude, what the fuck were you doing in high school? Weren't you taught any kind of 3D math? Nothing whatsoever?
Was desperately trying to uncover. But
Pythagoras, who was, by the way, who was a maniac.
The problem was, they kept seeing this in a two-dimensional space.
Because what you're holding up is two-dimensional. You're holding up a two-dimensional representation of whatever it is that you're trying to describe. So yes, it is two-dimensional.
They couldn't get it out of this two-dimensional frame, and as a result, they got stuck in this plane, a flat plane. Now, what Da Vinci and all of them wanted to do, they were trying to find a way to bring this flower to life, because what is inside of it? Well, apparently, there were secrets inside of it. Shapes, they got the Merkaba and all of those other things out of it. But they were misled by something I think called a straight line. You guys believe in straight lines? You believe there's straight lines in the universe?
Do you believe in straight?
Well, let me hit you with something.
Listen, he was like, do you believe in straight lines? That's what he just asked.
This is the kind of thing that is embarrassing even for, for someone in high school that pays somewhat attention. This is embarrassing.
As in, like, I don't know. What is he saying? Is he saying that there's theoretically no such thing as a straight line? Is he saying that you can never construct something that's...
No, he's saying that there's no perfect straight lines in nature, and this is apparently some revelation to his feeble little uneducated mind. That's why I started the video. Educate yourself. Pay attention. If you're a child, pay attention in school. Don't pay attention to the woke crap, but do pay attention in math, in history. Learn, study, and go to college, go to university, study something for real, not bullshit woke theory, but study for real. That's how you'll avoid ending up like a fool talking with a charlatan. And I think that he's probably a little bit crazy. Someone that just picked up a couple math books, read a few things, and makes completely illogical connections of things that make no sense whatsoever. This is embarrassing to listen.
Straight, or like at the, at a microscopic level, or is he saying... Because a straight line is literally a theoretical concept in mathematics.
Exactly. And it's one of the most basic, simple ones. The idea of an infinite, uninterrupted succession of dots forming a straight line. And there's an infinite number of dots in whatever segment of that straight line that you have. All of this basic, elemental, apparently blows his mind. So you have, no matter how small of a segment of a line, you have infinity within, right? That is something that makes you discard all math and blows your mind because you cannot believe that it's true.
It's something that you draw between 2 points. Like, we're going back to like Euclid's, 5 axioms. And yes, like in that regard, I do believe in straight lines.
All energy in the universe is expressed in what? It's in motion. If something is still, there's no energy. Kinetic, right?
Is it? Really?
All motion is expressed in...
No, energy is actually mass in motion. But he's such an idiot, right, that he does not know this. He's such a fool that he believes that he knows what he's talking about, yet he does not, right? It is incredible that someone with such a poor understanding of some of the more basic concepts of math happens to show up at a university and starts talking about having discovered let me just show what he says here at a point. It is just embarrassing, really.
Back with the curvature of nature, and you have all these little pieces. Now, this has always been an information system. So compare some of these.
He makes shit up. An information system? Wasn't this the flower of life graphic? Now is an information system? What is an information system according to what you think it is? Information system of what? What is an information system?
Points. Take a point here and say, well, what's the space in between all of these things? Now, they've said that all the in-between spaces, if this is the Earth and this is the moon right here, all this in-between space is filled with what? A void. There's nothing in some of the pieces that I was able to pull out.
It is embarrassing.
Lord help me. Good confused.
This is so weird.
What I've done is I've figured out about 7 different elementary particles from the...
Yeah, he discovered the unifying theory of everything in the universe. It is that idiotic what he says. Guys, I won't waste any more of your time, but really be careful with charlatans, be careful with scammers, people that are trying to... this goes down to the Nigerian prince type of scam, and that's the basic one. But then you have the guy that sends emails and kind of throws in the same bank that you actually use, and it's not that he knew you, but he just threw 1,000 emails and one landed on you, and you happen to have the same bank that he's fishing for. So scams, bullshit like this, and also the idea of you need to be educated, you need to be smart, so as to, in spite of having curiosity and having interesting conversations and being someone that reads, formal education, not in woke science bullshit, but formal education on things that you probably should look into so as to be a better formed person makes a difference. It is important. You can't tell when you're talking with someone that has no education. You can't tell when you're talking with someone that has gone to college, to university. He has a degree in something that took some kind of effort at some point in his life. There's a difference between a person that is formally educated, that is curious besides that, and someone that is just curious and likes reading, but hasn't got the kind of language so as to and the kind of contact with concepts that charlatans like this guy simply throw away in a happy-go-lucky whimsical manner, and you go, my God, Terrence Howard is a fucking genius. No, he is not. And yet I've seen this man in a number of platforms with millions of subscribers, huge channels, even in the mainstream media, talking about things he does not know the first thing about. Folks, see you on our next video. Take care.